The following segment is sponsored by Martin, Harding, and Mazzotti.
Well, CNN is suing President Trump and top White House aides for suspending CNN correspondent Jim Acosta's press pass. The lawsuit filed yesterday says denying Acosta's access to the White House violates his and CNN's First and Fifth Amendment rights. The White House revoked Acosta's so-called hard pass last week after the reporter angered President Trump by asking him multiple questions at a news conference. The White House accused Acosta of placing his hands on an intern who was trying to take away his microphone. So here to help us better understand this is managing partner Paul Harding from the law firm of Martin, Harding and Mazzotti. Paul, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so really interesting, kind of controversial topic here.
Sure is, yeah.
Do members of the press have a right to access the White House?
Sure. So our founding fathers thought the First Amendment was so important, right? I mean, they just put it number one. So there it was. But there's not a constitutional right to be allowed into the White House at a press conference. There just isn't. So there's a lawsuit, it's filed, and I think they're not going to win on that ground.
Okay, so have we ever seen this happen before? Has the president ever suspended a member of the press or credentials for that matter?
About 10 years ago, President Obama was doing a series of interviews, and he was going to exclude Fox Network from that interview process.
I remember that.
All the groups got together. They said, we don't like this. They backed down. They allowed Fox in there. So I guess, you know, so it has almost happened. But again, here we're talking about Mr. Acosta. CNN has many other correspondents in the press room. They've got producers in the press room. It's not CNN being banned. It is one guy.
So what exactly does Acosta's lawsuit allege? And, you know, is there any sort of precedent for this type of lawsuit?
Well, he's saying that he didn't have proper notice, right? So due process is the fancy term, and what that means is, look, tell me what I did wrong, and maybe then you tell me, and then I'll explain to you, and maybe we can work something out. No, instead, press was just pulled. And precedent, I found some old cases that say you can't arbitrarily pull existing press passes. White House says, not arbitrary. He was disruptive, he wouldn't cooperate, and therefore it'll be an interesting lawsuit.
Definitely interesting to see how this plays out.
Sure
Paul, thanks so much for providing your expertise today.
You're welcome.